of Python for you. This morning I thought I'd introduce object orientation in Python, which means classes. So to get started, first I wanted to just show you how to define a class. And there's a new keyword that we haven't talked about, class. And you define a class much like you define a function. Class, hello, so just like def function with the colon. And then attributes are just any variable that you want to define. So I want to define an attribute called I. In Smalltalk we'd call these instance variables. And then I have a function, which would be a method of this class. So I've defined a function called world. It takes self as an argument, which we're not going to get into right now. And then I'm just having you do something simple. I'm having it return a string. Now, the way you invoke these things is a little different than what I've been used to. So you come down here, I have a class hello that I'm instantiating by calling hello paren. So that creates my instance. I can't run the method directly. If I were to do this, print func, print class.world, it would fail. What I have to do is I have to bind the method first. So I have a function that a variable I'm going to call func. I bind it to class.world, that method up there. And now I'm just going to run it. And then just to reference an attribute, I can reference those directly, class.I. So you notice that I reference my methods and functions the same way. The variable dot, and then the name of the attribute or function. And then to run them, I just do this. So the main thing about methods is I have to bind them and then use them. So that's the thing that's a little different than what I'm used to. Let's go ahead and run this and see how it works. And you see I get my method ran with hello world and I got the attribute as 1, 2, 3, which is what I would expect. So this is a very simple example, but it introduces a couple of things you'll need to know to use classes in Python. Not a lot of complexity, just a couple of things to remember that are different than maybe some other languages you're familiar with. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with Python.